Thanks so much for coming in, guys.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Now, guys, the last time you were in the country was back in 2010, I believe, for the Splendour in the Grass tour.
Yeah.
Since then, a lot has happened. At the time you were touring your third album.
Yeah.
Why has it taken you so long to come back?
We had... A lot has happened. We changed labels. You know, there was an adjustment period there. There was an adjustment period for... We sort of made the decision to write this album in a slightly different way, and we did it more collectively, and that's not the way I have written records in the past. So like that took a bit of finding our feet as well. So but once we started going, you know, once the whole thing kind of started gathering momentum, it was a really productive way of working. But yeah, there was a bit of and we also had to wait for the right producer. He was working with another artist, and so we had to wait for him. We thought he was absolutely the right person to go with. So there are a few reasons. Out of our control, a couple of them. Completely within our control, a couple of them as well. But yeah.
Now, as we mentioned, you've already played a show in Sydney at the Hi-Fi last week. And we mentioned off-air that Flume was playing a show just across the way at the Horton Pavilion. He's done a couple of sold-out gigs there just recently in his amazing rise to stardom.
It's impressive.
And there seemed to be, you guys thought you maybe picked up a whole new fan base in the time that you've been away, is that right?
Yeah, it wasn't our usual clientele that was cutting about the venue that night, but and we were going to have dinner, and I'm sure the listeners know what Flume's audience kind of looks like. They're not. Well, anyway, so we're used to beardy guys in plaid shirts and adults, and there was these all. It made me feel like saying, young lady, did your parents know you're out dressed like that? That's unbelievable. It was. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Good on Flume.
Now, Flume is one of your Groove in the Mood colleagues, shall we say. How's the tour been going? You've played dates in Bendigo, Canberra, Maitland and Townsville, and the last one is in Bunbury this weekend. I guess most touring artists tend to see Sydney, Melbourne, maybe Perth, and then they're off. What's it been like going off the beaten track a little bit more?
It's great. It's something we've done back in Scotland as well, and I think we've always found that you see... also we all grew up in small towns, and I think we understand that sort of like there is a hunger for live music, and it's not always fed, and I think so when you do get to more remote places, it's great for not just the band to go and see a different part of the country, but for the audience to actually have this big chunk of live music suddenly on their doorstep when they're maybe not accustomed to that is a really exciting thing. So the audiences have been really receptive and really incredibly enthusiastic about the whole thing, so it's been fun.
Are there any particular bands that you've bonded with or befriended on the road? Flume, perhaps?
I've seen Flume once
in the club the other night.
Were you?
Yeah, and I was just about on the tipping point of a number of beverages consumed where I was about to go, all right, Flume, nice to meet you. But he was otherwise engaged. He was hosting a lady.
Oh, was he now?
Yeah.
Well, we've been playing directly after an Australian band called Alpine, so we've become kind of sort of hanging out with them, which was nice. I think Billy was hanging out with some cooks the other night. I haven't met cooks myself.
Met Tame Impala.
Yeah.
Then again the other day, I think he did not remember. No. I was like, all right. He's like, hi.
Hi. Yeah.
But then.
Yeah,
it's a nice atmosphere backstage, and it's like, yeah.
You've still got Bunbury, so hopefully old mate from Tame Impala will remember you again.
Yeah. Hi, pal.
Now you're going to play a live song for us from Pedestrian Verse. Can you tell us a little bit about which one you've chosen for us?
This is called Backyard Skills, and this one's kind of actually it was inspired by a book that I read by a Scottish writer called Chris Brookmeyer, and it's about using aerial imagery to find dead bodies. That's not what the song's about, but that's what his book's about. Smothered in dirt underneath paving stones, I'm waiting to be told. Some stay skulls untold. They just hushed the suburban adultery and below our homes. And underneath the lawns we keep white silent skulls are smiling at the hypocrisy of the backyard skulls. Deep beneath the ground, all the backyard skulls, but not deep enough to never be found. Backyard skulls, deep beneath the ground, all the backyard skulls, not deep enough to never be found. Deep enough to never be found. Deep enough to never be found.
On FBI 94.5 Frightened Rabbit with Backyard Skulls live in the studio.